Hello, welcome to Figure Skating Mass. Let's talk about the women's event at 4 continents. Our winner is Haein Lee. I didn't see that coming at all. Yes, she was one of the many candidates for medals, but I didn't see her as a favorite for gold. Her season has been alright, but not glimmering. She has flown under the radar a bit, but here she was wonderful, and when she had landed all of her jumps in her free skate, her step sequence was just pure joy, and it was lovely to see her so happy. This was her first big gold medal, first title. She came in second place last year, and I'm just overall so pleased to finally see her succeed this season. In second place, we also have another Korean, Yelim Kim, who I saw as one of the biggest favorites for gold. She was in the lead after a glorious short program. Her short program is just breathtaking when she does that in a bower. It's like one of the best moments. And her free was really lovely too, right until that last jump, which was supposed to be a triple salcho, but ended up being a downgraded double salcho with a 2-footer landing. And had she just landed a solid double salcho, she would have won, because it was only 1.5 points to that goal, and she knew that. She was really disappointed afterwards, and I felt really bad for her, but still a silver medal. She won bronze last year, so maybe gold next year. In third place, we have a bit of a surprise. We have Mone Chiba from Japan. This was her first senior event ever. She has competed at Junior Grand Prix this season and done well, but since she is 17, she is eligible for seniors too, and it was definitely the right decision of Japan to send her here. Her short program was spellbinding. Her skating skills alone is a gift from above. They are so smooth and so fast and such deep edges. She's like water on the ice, and when I watch her, I feel like I can breathe, and I feel like everything else around me has stopped, time has stopped, and she's the only thing that exists. I'm just completely drawn into her world when she skates the short program, and she definitely deserved more points for her skating skills. It is understandable that they were not higher because this was a first senior event and the judges didn't know her, so I'm hoping for that they are gonna be higher the more she competes at a senior level. But oh my god, she won a bronze medal. But despite being the best Japanese girl here, of course, Maude wasn't here, but she was also third best senior at Japanese nationals. She isn't going to Worlds. The Japanese Federation decided to send Rinka Watanabe instead, despite Rinka placing in 12th place at Japanese nationals. She definitely had an advantage because she began the season with a bang, beating the world champion Maude and winning a Grand Prix event. That's really good, but she has had a slippery slope and not been at the same level at the end of the season, and I mean 12th place at Japanese nationals isn't good. But at the same time, I understand why they are hesitant at sending Mone, since, well, she hadn't done a senior competition before this one. But why not just wait with that third world spot until after 4 continents and see which girl was in the best shape there? I think would have been the better solution, and from this, well, Mone should have been sent. I of course love Rinka though, no hate on her, and I hope she's gonna do great on Worlds, but I just felt it was a weird decision. Now we have to talk about Isabeau Levito, who was second after the short program, but then suddenly withdrew from the free. She didn't show up at the 4 minutes warm-up, and nobody knew what was going on. The commentators didn't know even, and I was really worried that she had been injured. I thought, has her bad technique already caught up with her? No! But luckily she was only sick, she was, had a fever or a cold or something, so at least not an injury. But really sad for her. This was her first senior big, championships, and then to not being able to finish it. At least she got a small silver medal for a short, although I think that was unfair because her triple toe in her combination was definitely under-rotated and thus should have been lost at least 2.5 points for that and been placed around 4th and 6th instead of 2nd. And if the judges would have recognized that, Amber Glenn would have won a small bronze medal. And I adore Amber. I am so mad that she didn't get a small bronze medal because she killed it in her short program. You could see just when she stepped onto the ice, the fire in her eyes. You knew that this program was gonna be great, and she really brought it. She performed every second of that program with such intensity. Her only mistake was that small hand touch on her triple loop. Otherwise perfect, and that small hand touch did cost her a small medal. I'm so frustrated. But most of all, I'm frustrated that they didn't judge Isabeau correctly. Like, no hate on Isabeau. I think she's such a lovely performer, but it should be fair, and I really want Amber to win just some medal at the big championships because she is amazing, she's awesome, and I felt like this might have been her shot at taking a medal. I also think she deserved more PCS scores. I mean, it was only 1 point difference between her and Chaeyeon Kim in 3rd place, and it should definitely have been more. Chaeyeon has amazing skating skills, yes, but in terms of performance, she isn't giving much, which is understandable. She's only 16, she's definitely gonna improve, but the difference between her and Amber, who performs every second of her program, is striking, and therefore I think she should, in terms of PCS, have gotten way more points and thus ended up before her. I personally believe Amber should have won a small silver medal for that short, and I am mad that she didn't. And then in her free, she was a completely different skater. You could see it already in the warm-up. She looked a bit sick and under the weather. Her nose was very red and she coughed, and she said afterwards that she wasn't feeling that great either, so maybe it was some cold going on there, since both Isabeau and Amber didn't feel well. And in her program she had 1 fall, she only did 2 instead of 3 combinations, and she only did triple-double combinations instead of triple-triples. Still, I'm very proud of her that she kept it together, because we have many times seen Amber just fall apart, but now she fought the whole way through, and I think that is gonna be really good for her in the long run. And she did try her triple axel though. Maybe that was unwise when she wasn't feeling, too well, but it was fun to see. Unfortunately, it was under-rotated, but yeah, she didn't fall, and that's great. Let's return to talking about the skaters in the order that they placed. In 4th place, we have Chaeyeon Kim, who, as I mentioned before, won a small bronze medal in the short. In the free, unfortunately, she had a fall and also missed out on 1 combination. But still, such a great first big championships for her. She's only 16, and what I love about her is her power. I feel like she's just giving it 110% all the way, and I love to see that. Her technique is also chef's kiss, her loose. It's so great to see a good loose, and I will stand Chaeyeon just because of a good loose, because those are rare. Then in 5th place ended up Rinka Watanabe, who did actually land her triple axel fully rotated in the free, which was great to see. She had it on a rotation and bad landing in her short though, but still amazing that she still tries it. I love to see triple axels, and I was really happy that she had, a good outing. As I said before, she has, performed worse and worse as the further this season has progressed, and she began so great. But here she kept her free program together. Her only mistake was that she did a single loose instead of a triple. And yeah, I was really satisfied with that. And she seemed very pleased with her performance too. Then in 6th place we find Bradie Tennell, who is officially back. I find her story so inspiring. She missed out on the whole of last season because of an injury, missed the Olympics, and then she came back in the beginning of this season looking so, and when I saw her there, I didn't think at all she was gonna be on this level right now. She is doing triples. Yes, many of them are not fully rotated, which is recognized by the judges too, which I am very thankful for because I want it to be fair and under rotations should be cooled. But still, she is doing them, and she is doing clean programs, and it was wonderful to see her big smile after her short program. She must be delighted to be able to perform on the big stage again. I can really sympathize with her story because I know personally how hard it is on you, also mentally, to be so injured for such a long time. Although I must talk about her dress. Atrocious, the worst dress I've ever seen. I have a physical reaction when I see this dress. Who thought this was a good idea? That priest color and then this disproportionately big chunk of black and then a little yellow ombre dress. It's like 3 dresses in one. Who designed this? This should be a crime. As you can tell, I get angry when I see this dress. We have to move on. Let's move on to the girl in 8th place instead, Hana Yoshida, who did attempt 2 triple axels. She had a step out in the short and a fall in the free, but they were at least fully rotated. Overall, she had an okay outing. She, just like Rinka, she began this season great, but then it has gone worse the furthermore the season has progressed, but I felt like this was a step forward too for her. In 9th place we find the best Canadian of this event, and that isn't Madeleine Schizas, it is Sara Maude Dupuis. And I'm so thrilled that she did great at this event, a new personal best for her. I saw her at Junior Grand Prix this season and I really liked her. She has good skating skills and artistry, only 17, and I think it's good that Canada has another, good girl that's up and coming. Canada is really having a crisis right now in figure skating. And in 10th place came Madeleine Schizas, who had a terrible free. It was a disaster. Her free hasn't worked out for her at all this season, unfortunately. And last but not least, I want to mention Prasad from India, who won my heart. She was one of the highlights of this event, despite only finishing in 14th place, because she brings such a uniqueness to the table. First of all, the way she uses her arms so gracefully, and both of her programs are inspired by her Indian culture, and we never see this kind of thing in figure skating, real Indian culture, and she does it so well too. She's definitely underscored for her performance and composition. She is getting 5s, which means average. Sara is not average, come on. She at least deserves high 7s. I think what mainly brings her down is, of course, the missing of the technical difficulties and that she is lacking a bit of skating skills, but still that shouldn't affect her. I really wish the judges were better at giving PCS to people from smaller countries that are good at artistry but doesn't have difficult jumps. But at least the crowd loved her, I loved her, and I was so delighted that she landed every jump in her free. I'd never seen her do that before. I roared after every jump. Me and my friend watched it on my iPad, and we were her biggest fans, I feel like. She was such a highlight of the event, and yes, many of her jumps were under-rotated, which brought her scores down, but they were landed, and she has real beautiful jumps too. She's quite tall, I think, has to work a bit on her quicker rotation, but she definitely has the height in those jumps. And that was everything that I wanted to talk about at these 4 continents. As usual, write in the comments down below what you thought about these events, and you'll see me soon next time where I'll be covering Junior Worlds. Bye!